Well,
Yep.
I mean,
Good.
okay,
Good.
well, that means I can't use
Oh,
monster stats that I had on the
You're
computer,
just
but
gonna
that's
have to guess
fine.
on the monsters.
We'll just have to guess on the monsters. Don't worry, I have my monster manual. We're going old school, boys.
Hey,
And you guys get to see my fun backgrounds.
it's
Ooh.
really dope.
hey.
I have some pretty good ones in here, so I'm glad to show them off.
Pretty.
All right. Ooh. Death. It's an interesting concept. In practice, creatures are brought into the world and then eventually are taken out of it once more. The time that they were in it seeming brief and scattered, chaotic. No one knows for sure what happens after death. There are a lot of people who speculate things. Often, the religious sort will tell you that the halls of their gods are filled with those who were faithful, and the plains of hell are filled with those who were evil. And while there is some proof that this is most likely the case, given the divine magics and the existence of devils and demons, and their own insistence on how they devour souls once they pass on, no one knows for sure. Until today. Haven. I can't look at your guys. Oh, wait, hold on. I can look at your guys' characters.
Oh, snappy.
Rylan. Death takes you. It was a long time in coming, and as the arms of death slowly envelop you, pulling you away from the material plane, you feel a sense of calm, peace of what happened, peace with a life well spent. You feel yourself drift away from your mortal coil and pass on to something else. The material plane vanishes from around you in mists and smoke. You begin gliding. Through darkness and stars, you glide for you don't know how long. Could be seconds, could be minutes, could even be years in this calm, in this silence. All of that is abruptly interrupted, however, with a lurch, a pull, a tug. You feel your body that has, up to this point, your new form. The body in and of itself is not a good description for it, is thrown about. You feel no pain nor discomfort, but that sickening feeling that one would have while going too fast on a cart or on a horse, or the way that the stomach flies into the throat when one falls out of a tree, uh, is immediately apparent before a great rushing sound around you. A wind blows past you, and you feel it, though you have no skin to feel. Before it abruptly stops, you are dropped into a room. This room is large and grandiose. The walls are heavily decorated wood that has been carved intricately with decorations and patterns all across. A chandelier with odd uh, light emitting devices hangs from the ceiling. Around you, you see that there are a couple of chairs, benches. In the center of a room is what appears to be a fountain. And in front of you is something odd, to be sure. A large desk sits in this room, looking very much not in place. The scuffs and marks across the desk speak of heavy work or uh, continuous moving, or at the very least, violent moving. The desk is larger than any that you've seen. It would not be one that you would be able to sit at yourself. And in fact, the creature behind it is enormous beyond proportion. A massive mound of cloth and cloak. A large hood is pulled over the face, and what you can see of the features appear to be skeletal. He, this individual, reaches across the table with a quill pen, dips it in a little well of ink, tapping it on the side to knock off the excess. Then he says, "Here we go. Welcome to the afterlife. We apologize for the inconvenience you may be experiencing at the moment. Our system at the moment is down, and today we are going to have to do this by hand with real paperwork. My name is Death. Could I please get your name confirmed?"
I'm Rylan. And as I say this, is the desk too high to hop up on?
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay, my pleasure. That's gonna be a 24.
With a quick hop and a skip, you bounce yourself up to the desk's height, using part of it to vault yourself up and sit perched on the edge. Is that spelt with a Y
2 N's.
and two N's? Rylan, could you please confirm how did you die?
Well, eventually my body gave out from that nasty little disease my parents gave me.
I'll say disease. And was there an afterlife you were expecting to receive upon your departure from the mortal plane?
I've always been one to keep my options open. Do you have a
All
favorite?
right, undecided. I am not inclined to give out my personal feelings to any client. I apologize.
Don't have to apologize to me. Just curious.
At this time, Rylan, there's a great whooshing sound that you just heard earlier, but is still familiar. Um, Thurvan,
I'm ready.
Death's sweet embrace took you after long, long years of calculatively theorizing as to what this might feel like. You are, how do I say, disappointed. It wasn't as visceral and painful and agonizing as some people would have made you believe, but it also wasn't like super peaceful either, which honestly is fine. But it wasn't, it was kind of anticlimactic. After your brave, harrowing adventures, you find yourself as well floating through the beyond. The darkness and the stars, your only companions, before the jostle, the thrust, the movement, the wind in your face, and the breeze passing by you. You are thrust into the same room. Rylan, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okie dokie. I rolled really poorly. That's a 7.
With a 7, you feel a massive poof into your back, uh, an impact, and are thrown off the desk and onto the ground. There you are momentarily stuck as everything feels weird. For you as well, Thurvan, you feel different. your body, which is currently non-existent, you're not entirely sure what you uh, are appearing as at the moment, feels awkward and misshapen. You don't feel yourself at the moment. But you as well see the wooden room with the intricate carvings, the massive desk, and the enrobed figure behind it, who at the moment is merely saying, "Oh dear."
Oh, welcome
Oh
to the
dear.
party.
You both spoke at the same time. I'm so sorry. Could I get tugboat?
Yeah.
I just said, oh dear.
Welcome to the party.
Riley, you see no one.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, okay.
Durfin, you see no one.
Got it. Well,
Last
this
but not
seems
least,
miserable. Murder to me. And I feel like I put my arm up. And I would assume that my crow does not join me.
pulling your arm up to summon your crow, Rylan, your right arm moves up, almost seeming as if on its own, and strange words come from the air around you.
Mr. Death, uh, this doesn't
Please,
seem.
please hold still. I need to fix this. Sumi, hi, how are you? Your death was not as peaceful as some. The conflict that you've been experiencing recently coming to an abrupt and seemingly dissatisfying end. But as you feel yourself loosened from your mortal coil, you drift off to where the ancestors are. At least, so you would think. The starscape and the darkness that surround you and pull you, and then pull a little harder, and then a little harder, to the point that you're getting a little worried. A jostle, a thrust, a bump. The wind passes by you, and all of a sudden, Rylan and Thurvin, I need you guys to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a little better. 17.
I rolled a 7.
All right, the average.
Wait, hold
Cool.
on. That wasn't a save. There's my save throw button. How about a 25?
Okay, that's a different average. You guys are not knocked off your feet as another. You're struck from behind and sent almost spinning as a third party has entered. Masumi, you see the walls around you as well, the desk, the massive figure who is currently pulling over to him what appears to be a cup with a wire coming out of the back, or something of the sort, a technology you're not familiar with. Carl, please, I beg you, close the gate. I am getting too many souls in this room.
And you said I cannot see anyone, correct?
There's no one in this room other than yourself. And even yourself is a weird thing to say. Your body is gone. When you look at yourself, you only see almost a bright silhouette of a spirit. The same goes for the other two.
Assume
Then
I cannot feel the
how-
connection to my familiar.
You no longer have a connection to your familiar at the moment.
Fantastic.
Wait, how many of us are in here, Mr. Death?
Please don't move around too much. We're trying to get this sorted.
I'm going to, as he's saying that, I would like to use my hand to, as a habit in life, like pull my hair out of my face.
Masumi and Rylan, you guys are suddenly assaulted by your own hand as it almost slaps you in the forehead and brushes your non-existent hair out of the way at the moment.
I really would like to stop moving around, but it doesn't seem to be happening of my own volition.
Yes,
As they speak, do I hear distinct voices?
You do. You also hear the voices that are being spoken, seeming to come out of the air around you, not from you.
So there's at
What kind of
least
markings are on the wall?
3 of us.
Ooh, good point. Roll call. I'm here. Rylan, it's my name. Most people call me Rye.
I'm here. My friends call me Dark Angel.
Do they now?
Hold off.
Yes, I think he's trying to steal your gimmick.
Mm.
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, what kind of markings are on the walls?
What kind of markings are on the walls? So the first 2/3 are mostly just decorative, carvings that are mostly just like tall arches that are carved into the wall, but aren't actually arches. Are simply the inlay to the wall. At the upper third, though, however, there is a rim, and then above that is almost Greek like. You know how those all the words are going to escape me at the moment. In Greek temples, at the peak, they would always have like a depiction of the gods or something going on.
Like a pantheon
It's
tree?
something like
Like a
that.
fresco.
Yeah. Carved into the wood. It's gorgeous. And then you have the chandelier with weird lights that almost look like dancing lights, but encased in glass.
Okay. Does the list of does pantheon list match my knowledge?
Roll a religion check.
Region. 22.
With 22, while he's looking, the other two, you guys both feel your head kind of be pushed back and kind of scanning the walls and near the ceiling, not of your own volition. With a 22, you're recognizing some figures, but you're also not recognizing others. You see Bralo, you see the Elder 3, you see what you think is Sernoon. Isa and Amada are together, and then there are several other figures you aren't recognizing.
What percentage, I guess, are unfamiliar to me?
I would say you're recognizing at least half.
Okay. And have all the voices spoken so far been in common?
So far, yeah.
Sorry for the distraction, Hayden. You're welcome to.
Oh, you're good. Well, we were doing a roll call, so if your character is interested at all in letting us know they're there, I think you're next.
I'm not quite there yet.
Okay. The Dark Angel. Tell me, how did
Yes.
you get a nickname like that?
Well, you can't tell at the present, as my body seems to be not with us. But I bear the visage of an angelic being, but dark.
Ooh, all right.
I am missing my crow feather cloak as it is,
Mm.
and also my swarm of crows that usually surrounds me, and my closest friend, Murder.
What an excellent name for a crow. Though I'd have to say a whole flock of crows would be rather loud, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, having a murder of crows around me at all times is unsettling for many around me.
Mm,
My comrades in arms had to learn to make do when my murder began to manifest.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. See, and
Any
I
double
thought
entendre going on here?
Uh, say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
Uh, is there a hidden meaning to this as well, or is this just being straightforwardly spoken?
Roll
Uh,
roll an
I'm-
insight check.
14.
Servant.
With a 14, you get the impression that he is being straightforward. Player
Okay.
to player, he's absolutely being straightforward.
Yeah. Based on the wording, just making sure he's not like actually a serial killer and just using a reference is more my train of thought.
Yeah. I modeled Thurvin after like the most try-hard, edgy people that I've ever met.
I figured it was.
Um,
I'm getting the vibes.
Also, drawing aesthetic inspiration from Gentle Johnny Sunshine, but Gentle Johnny Sunshine wasn't like, oh, you wouldn't understand. It's not just a phase, Mom.
It's an edgy teenager.
Yeah.
Got it.
Thurvin's death occurred just before he was titled officially as a man in Elvish
Actually,
society.
oh,
Before we get into that too much, before you start spilling secrets that should be spilled in game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. You just you gave me a great in, and I appreciate it. As you two are having your discussion, the skeletal figure kind of leans over the desk. I will need to have the names of the two other souls. The one who's been speaking a lot, I believe. Could you please confirm your name?
Ugh. Does it have to be my mother-given name?
Yes.
Fine. Thurvin Dallanthan.
I appreciate the uh I appreciate you working with me. Normally we would have a system that would do this for us and you wouldn't have to do anything, but currently it is down. I apologize for the inconvenience.
Inconvenient is right.
Could you please tell me how you died?
I sacrificed myself heroically and tragically in the fire of a dragon.
Dragon breath. And was there an afterlife you were expecting to receive after your departure for from the mortal coil?
I had always hoped that there would be an eternal My Alchemical Romance concert that I could join.
I'll put that under fantasy. And for the third soul, could you please confirm your name?
My name is Kai Masumi.
Al Masumi. Could you please tell me how you died?
I bled to death.
leading to death. And was there an afterlife you were expecting to receive after your departure from the mortal coil?
Not this early, but I had hoped to rejoin the house of my ancestors.
Rejoin ancestors. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Hopefully, we will not have to be here too much longer. I hope to be able to fix this inconvenience soon.
Hey, we've got the rest of eternity, right?
He kind of sighs.
It's alright. Speaking of time, how old are you two?
You say how old?
Mm-hmm.
95. Barely a
What?
child.
Barely a what?
A child.
Ah, Elven
Yes.
then? Mm-hmm. And our other companion?
I am an adult.
Oh, all right. Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure.
That'll be a dirty 20.
Young.
Nathaniel? What did she get with a dirty 20?
Young. Somewhere between child and adult.
All right. I see. Hell, a little boring, but exciting as well. Huh.
I'm
It is
sorry.
disappointing. Is
Go
this
ahead.
the front gate to the My Alchemical Romance concert?
Did My Alchemical Romance die?
No. I had just
had-
always
Aren't you
hoped
gonna
that
have to
there
wait
would
a
be
bit
one.
then?
What was that?
Aren't you going to have to wait a bit then?
I had just always hoped that they would also be here. The band has died, even if the people have not.
There, and I'm gonna pat my own shoulder.
I apologize once again for the inconvenience, but it appears that we have a situation in records. Unfortunately, we are low on security staff, and most adventurers who die pass on to their preferred afterlives without even seeing this place. Am I to
Ooh.
understand that the three of you are, in fact, adventurers?
Yes.
You would be correct.
I will be one day.
Fantastic.
Or
I would
was
like
going to be one day.
Now, death is the greatest adventure, as they say.
I
You've
most
already made your
certainly
start.
am not.
That is a question. Hmm. So your name is Death. The act of dying, does that describe like you coming to pick us up? Or is that someone else's job? What's the terminology we should be using?
I don't think any of it matters.
The details of this question are very difficult to explain to someone who has recently departed their mortal coil. I apologize for the inconvenience that this answer gives you.
That's
I
all
hope to
right.
be able to rectify that possibly by giving you one last adventuring contract to be able to pass on to the next world. And as he says this, you hear a zheet, 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 zheet from the desk as a paper is laid out from a machine. He pulls out the faxed document with a slight tear of the paper. Okay. If you are willing to do this, I will happily give each of you a introduction to the afterlife of your own choosing, including but not limited to, he looks at the paper, an eternal My Alchemical Romance concert.
I knew it.
An adventure usually means danger. What does this look like?
I am uncertain. You will have to go down the hall, 3 doors, take a left, and then
3
2
doors
doors down
down
on
is
the
a
right.
terrible band.
And
3
then
doors.
2 doors on the right after that, you'll find the records room. Please speak to Bartholomew there. He should be able to tell you what's wrong, and please assist him with anything.
Do we regain our corporeal forms?
That all depends on the type of afterlife you choose to have afterwards. I can tell you right now that in the state that you are in, you cannot specifically die, but will return back here in 6 to 8 business days.
Fair enough.
That does sound rather inconvenient.
What's rather inconvenient? I'm so sorry, I missed the beginning.
You said that sounds inconvenient.
It would be for sure.
Well, thank you for all of the help, and I'd like to hop up on the desk again, if I may.
Make an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Okie dokie. That'll be a dirty 20.
Yeah, you managed
Dang.
to even with the extra weight period question mark that is added to you, you're still able to hop back up onto the desk.
I'm gonna say, so I'll say, well, thank you very much, and then give him a peck on the cheek.
For the
Are
rest
we
of
also
you,
floating
this
into the air?
huh?
Are we also floating into the air?
Yeah, for the rest of you, you guys have a weird experience of throwing yourself up onto a desk with movements you are not familiar with. It's very weird. With the peck on the cheek, you can almost imagine that Death blushes, and then moves the quill slightly, and with the gesture, the door off behind him to the right swings open.
I'll hop down and start moving towards the door.
Is everyone else going along with this?
I don't
Yes.
think we have a choice.
Technically, you can take charge of the body anytime you want. As you guys make your way to the door, Death stops you once more. One other thing. Conventional magics should work correctly, but at the moment you are technically in a state of being that makes it so that should you require anything for the casting of magics, it will merely appear to you.
Ooh.
Well, that's convenient.
Can I test that? By
How are you going to test that?
I'll attempt to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You move your hands through the air, and some of you actually, if I'm not mistaken, recognize the incantation that is cast, and
Both
you
of us
cast
also know
Mage
that
Hand.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's a little different than either of you would have cast it, but
Right.
the general math is still there. But yeah, you cast
My
Mage
mage
Hand.
hand typically takes the form of a crow picking something up.
I thought it was just
As
going to be a
is
talon, but yeah, that works too.
as is the swarm keeper
As is the
description of it.
Stormkeeper. Oh right, yeah, right, yeah.
And then she's gonna say, "Awesome, high five," and use the mage hand to high five Death if he'll go for it.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That's going to be a 29.
God. Death slightly shakes his head, gives out a sigh, brings up his arm, which is massive still, by the way, and the tiny itty bitty mage hand claps against his palm.
Fantastic. Well, see you later.
He just kind of nods, and the door shuts behind you guys as you leave. I take it you guys are following the instructions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Assuming?
along for the ride. I'm kind of
Okay.
studying our surroundings, trying to figure out, see any indicators of where things I recognize.
All right. Walking through the halls, the place is massive. Not only is it actually like you can tell that there's way more to this building than you immediately see, but every door, including the one you just walked through, is sized for death. So sized for a huge to gargantuan creature. The ceiling above you is arched magnificently with massive chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. As you guys walk, you see that at the bend that Death told you to take a left at, there is a balcony that looks out to the rest of purgatory, the afterlife. You're not sure which.
Ooh.
What does it
I'm
look like?
Are you? I take it you guys are walking up to it and taking a look
Mhm.
around.
I
heck
absolutely
yeah.
am.
Stepping up to it, you guys see a massive city beneath you. That is this one building. Almost like
Oh.
massive cathedrals jutting out from a massive intertwined building that is constructed to be the entirety of this place. You see spires and rooftops and chimneys and incredible architecture that you assume has been lost to the ages, as it doesn't always match things that you're familiar with. You occasionally see below you pot marked around the roofs are uh dang it, I just lost the word. Courtyards. Open areas with large fountains and decorative gardens and the like. In those
Is there
places,
plant life?
uh, of a sort, it's
There's
definitely
plants.
nothing like what you've been around. Death plants. Um, Also, from your guys' vantage point, you can see that there are you're not seeing many because of the rooftops that encompass most of this city, but in some of the courtyards, you see hundreds of souls, all of which have bright, shining bodies that you almost mistake for fireflies or the sort, until you watch for a second and see the limbs, the arms swinging as the legs walk, the shape of humans as they move to and fro. from your vantage point, you see the tender embrace of a father who has missed his children for years as they run towards him, greeting them all. You see old couples who grew up old in life now remain in death, waiting for what's next.
Mm.
You see what appears to be the shape of a hound that sits at the very base of a fountain, curled up on itself, waiting long for its master to arrive to lead it home.
Oh,
Welcome to the City of Death.
Do I see my favorite band playing in the distance somewhere?
Roll me a perception check. As you're rolling, beyond the city, beyond the rooftops, you see a massive starscape and something else. A horizon? But the horizon does not describe beneath it land. It is more stars, but there's distinctly a line. Go, what's the perception check?
Struggling to get it to roll. Hello? How do?
I would actually like everyone to make perception checks anyways, so
Alright, fine.
This-
Let's just go with D20.
that'll work too.
that'll be a 14 for me.
14?
It's a natural one for me.
Oof.
Get D20 to roll.
You okay there, Tugboat?
I'm just trying to get D&D Beyond to work, and I think it's just struggling because my phone's doing a lot.
That's
On my end, it
understandable.
said you rolled a 13.
Did it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
just did
13,
it
I
again.
guess.
With that then, looking specifically for my alchemical romance, think for a second you may hear something of a melody that could be one of their songs, just brought up on the breeze. But then it's gone.
Is there a railing in front of us?
Yes.
So I'm gonna like two-hand grab the railing and like push myself up on the railing, not like standing on it, but very Titanic scene where they're up on the railing. The Black
For
Parade.
the rest of you,
I hear it.
for the rest of you, this is a terrifying moment as your body is almost thrust bodily over the edge of this seemingly 200 to 300 foot drop.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna bring Featherfall to mind real quick in case I need to use
Okay.
it quickly.
And as for you, Raylan, with the 14, you actually do hear something that's not what you were expecting. You will occasionally hear almost a rumbling, but rhythmic, a pattern of earthquake until you realize that line that you saw that was the horizon occasionally shifts slightly and then stops, and you hear a shifts once again slightly, ever so faint, before you hear another.
I think that's them out there. All the afterlives. All the
Huh?
places we can go. To generally to the group.
Oh,
You
sorry,
think
I'm
that-
so sorry.
And gesturing towards the line. Not that that really helped. Do you think that's maybe the door? All those afterlives?
Possibly. But we will only see if we go help, right?
Yes. Yes, of course.
The death guy said that the door's in this hallway, correct? Not out below.
Yeah, it's in the
Correct.
next hallway.
Okay.
Why couldn't it have been 4 doors down, or even 2 doors down? 3 doors down doesn't capture the emotion that My Alchemical Romance does.
Mm. Well, if
I
you
kind
ever
of hate
create
Durban, I gotta say.
The name cracks me up every time. I know it's so good.
I hate him, but I love him.
I hate to love it.
You sound like my sister.
was she a metal alloy music fan as well?
No, she was just annoying.
Fair, happens to the best of us.
Get wrecked, son.
Well, this, as touching as those reunions down there are, shall we be going?
Yes, probably.
All right, so you guys continue down the next hallway. Making no detours, you make it to the door. And I take it you guys are going in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pushing it open with some effort, you enter into what appears to be a massive library. The walls are lined with books. This place, dare I say, would put the Library of Alexandria to shame.
Wow.
I know
I mean, both are dead.
It's too
True.
soon, Haven. Too soon.
I'm sorry it hurt me, but it was very
Yikes. Is that how it got there? All the books
I'll
died and they
never
went
tell.
to the afterlife.
But past this, you see that there is another door on the other side, quite a ways away, at like 80 to 100 feet. It appears that this library does continue, and that door on the far side is ajar. As in open,
you-
not actually a glass jar, Haven.
Sorry.
That's not a door at all.
I did whisper.
That's no
I thought you
door.
said it was a door. I'm sorry, you guys. All night. All right.
What's everyone's passive perceptions?
16?
My
14.
passive perception is 19.
All right, then Thurvan, you would also notice that right outside the door appears to be a figure. He's a little hard to tell It's a little hard to tell the difference between him and the stone wall that he's standing next to, which is odd. But he's just standing there, still.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. What is everyone doing then? What is the collective deciding to do?
Well, we were told to go to the second door after that. The third one would probably just keep walking.
All right.
Yeah, we'll walk that way. I will note, Rylan, she doesn't have like a very even gait, so she's probably done a twirl here or there just to get a look at the whole place.
For the rest of you, you guys are kind of feeling a little seasick.
That's fair.
As your body keeps spinning in place every now and then. About halfway across the room, then I'd say everyone else notices the figure who is standing next to the stone wall, very still, next to the door.
The door we're supposed to go through.
The door you're supposed to go through, yes.
Well, hello there.
Walking up and greeting the individual, there's no response.
Is this figure
Ah.
petrified?
Uh, as you think that, you all take a step closer, and yeah, this guy's made of stone. Seeming to be halfway into biting a scone and in the middle of reading a book, this individual stands stock still, made of stone now.
Does he count as an object then?
I'm worried to answer that question. I would like to respond instead with why.
I just have animate object.
If you oh my, what? Oh, petrified creatures transformed along with any of its ways increased by a factor of 10. Creatures incapacitated. He's considered incapacitated, so
Okay.
he's still technically a creature.
Dang.
Good try though.
Secondary question: would his intelligence have fallen to? Can I awaken him?
He's
Still
incapacitated, but
incapacitated.
he retains his intelligence technically.
He does retain his
Okay.
intelligence. Yes.
All right. It was
Good
worth
try
a shot.
though. That was definitely worth a shot. I will also say that Thurvin, since you are a bit closer to the door and have a 19 passive perception, you can hear on the other side of the door what appears to be mumbling or whispering. Not necessarily close to the door, however. Just somewhere in the next room.
Okay.
What kind of outfit does Stone Guy have on?
Stone Guy has a very comfy looking robe, possibly even fur lined, what appear to be slippers, loose fitting pants, no socks, as you can tell by the bare ankle, shaggy hair, a pair of spectacles on the bridge of his nose. Seemed to be really enjoying that scone.
Aww.
That
But now
word
it's
for
If I-
one stone.
If I reach out and touch his pant, or because how well actually okay, how tall is this figure?
He's considered a large creature.
Okay, so
So
reaching
he's
out and touching
probably
his
about
pant wouldn't be like a really weird thing. It'd be more just kind of a reaching out.
That's
more or
still
less,
kind of
yeah.
weird. But
He's probably around like 15 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah. So if I just like touch his pants,
Touching around the knee, it's stone.
okay.
Man, this guy's really stoned.
Haven, if it didn't mean that I would be killing everyone else, also the fact that I would have to wait 6 to 8 business days for your soul to return, your character would be dead.
I'm already dead.
I mean, if we all have to wait 6 to 8 business days, then I guess it would pass by real fast, wouldn't it?
True.
We're gonna get to know each other real well, guys.
Boy.
Well,
Should we go through the door?
yes, let's try that. Good idea.
All right. Are you guys just walking through the door? Or are we going
Yeah.
stealthy?
No, not really.
Not really.
We can just walk through. What if two of us are stealthy and one of us isn't?
Well, then that one person
Averages,
is rolling with
right.
disadvantage. And we're averaging it. Yeah.
But I think we'll just walk in. We
Okay.
got our little facts.
And just because you are the collective and I need confirmation from everyone, Thurvin, you're just planning on walking in with everyone?
Yeah.
All right. A bit with hobbled legs, you guys begin to make your way into the next room. Pushing the door open a little more, you step in. This room is pretty large. almost hallway like at the very beginning, you see in the center is a fountain with a statue on the top. Small trickling water runs into the pool beneath. uh, Past that is a wall filled with books and what appears to be some odd technology. You see almost green glass that has uh, behind it litten, uh, lit up characters, words, letters, numbers. They occasionally will scroll a little bit uh, as they appear to be being read by a creature, a large creature, a bulbous head, no body, covered in scales, and where hair would be, tentacles writhe as, with glee, you hear the beholder's chattering to himself. Yes, no, keep going. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah. Doesn't appear to have noticed you yet.
Is he's like reading a scroll like a rom-com, a cheap rom-com novel?
He appears to be reading whatever's on the screen like a cheap rom-com novel, yeah.
Or screen, yeah. Okay.
You must be Bartholomew.
What? The head whips around. The eye stalks all writhe in the air. I am not that old fool. He's turned to stone outside. Who are you?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
so you're-
deepest apologies.
You've
Uh,
come to take my stories, haven't you? I can't allow it. I can't allow it at all. These are my stories.
My friend, what what would make you think that? Oh, I would never.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Hmm.
As she's doing that, as the beholder turns its face towards you, and the eye, the main eye, focuses on all of you, you feel odd. An odd sensation comes over you,
That'd be 29.
almost as if your limbs are your own for a second.
Can we see each other?
For the briefest of moments, you feel as if you're standing side by side with another person. Not quite to the extent that you'd be able to see them. You're too close.
That's a 29 on persuasion.
Gods above. If you're not here to take my stories, then what are you doing here?
We were
Well-
told to help Bartholomew with whatever problem there was in security.
Who's
Are
that?
you the
Who
problem
is
that is
that?
in security?
Come out! Come out!
I think he's the problem that we have in security.
You know, I have a
Where are the
slight-
other voices coming from? Where are
slight
they?
inkling. Sorry, what is your name?
I don't give out my name so easily to those who haven't beaten me in combat. How dare you?
What's your name? What can we call you?
Roll me another persuasion check.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a 24.
You can call me Gorball.
Gorball. Well, you see, we're just fresh off the mortal plane, and a little bit of a mix up there. So we're all kind of in the same spot right now, but there's just 3 of us.
I would have said there
There's-
were 12 of us, but
There's just one of you. How is this happening? There's so many voices. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's all right.
Appears to be getting more agitated.
Um. Hmm. Well, if you'd like, I can be your spokesperson. Uh, it's just one of us with a lot of personality. All right?
What are the other Masumi, what are you doing this whole time?
Scheming.
Huh?
Scheming.
Scheming. Okay.
I'm trying to put puzzle pieces together here.
I go ahead and make an investigation check then.
Sure.
I would also take perception if you'd prefer that.
13 for perception.
13. It's not terribly hard to notice that there is a hole in the ceiling that appears to have been disintegrated. Probably the way he got in. He is most definitely the problem in records.
I figured.
Records, that's what it was, not security.
Perhaps we should leave.
I'm gonna be whispering this kind of towards the other ourself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Uh, you know that.
What did you say? I'm so sorry.
Perhaps we should leave. I need to try something.
There's a third one. That's it. That's it. And he's going to make. Well, initiative's going to be rolled as he's going to begin trying to use an eye ray.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise
That was
round, so he
good.
doesn't get one off. But you can see that he has gone to combat. I would like everyone to roll some initiative.
Fantastic.
Alrighty.
19.
All right.
14.
17.
19, 14, and 17. And let me switch up the music here real quick. And here we go. Here we go. All right, can you all see that?
Yeah.
I need to tab out of D&D Beyond to do so, but give me a sec.
Go.
Oh
Is our
boy.
beholder the yellow orb? Or is this something different?
So the yellow orb is you all.
Okay.
Oh, we're so pretty.
Theron, you were 19, correct?
Yes, I was 19, yeah.
Riley, you were 17.
Mm-hmm.
14.
And Masumi. All right, so as the eye rays charge up, Theron, you are quick enough to be able to do what you want. You go first.
Going to I would, oh my goodness. If I try to draw my sword, what happens?
Going for what feels like a familiar blade, you reach down and pull out what appears to be a blade made of darkness and starlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's even cooler than my actual sword. I will cast probably Searing Smite on my sword. Well, I guess it's not on my sword, it's on myself.
Whichever you wish.
And approach and smack him with my longsword.
All right. Because you are currently in the eye of the beholder, a figure escapes the collective. Theron, would you like to describe what you look like?
So Thurvin looks, he's 6'3". He's got one of those, he's got like a full length cloak that looks like it is crow feathers all the way down with a great big like fur feather line around the hood and all down the front opening. It is all black. I've got that sweet, edgy undercut with the long hair on the top that hangs over my face. And just almost as a tick, he flips it so that it stays in front of his face, but like off to one side. And I mean that pretty well describes it. All black. Yeah.
All right. Escaping the collective, you brandish a blade out of starlight and rush the creature, casting a spell to enhance the damage, but as you do so, it fizzles.
Yeah.
But you make it up to the beholder with your movement, your full movement too. You just made it.
At 40 feet of movement?
40 feet, you've just made it.
Okay. And I would like to slash at him. I don't know if it already rolled one. Oh, okay. One moment. While I
You there.
longsword. There it is. Oh my. How does a 13 do to hit?
13 misses. You watch as the head of the beholder just kind of bobs out of the way slightly as you take a slash at it.
All right. Then my extra attack. How does a 14 do?
Oof, that's also a miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that is my action bonus action. So that's it.
All right. Do you not have 2 attacks at this level?
I did. I used extra attack.
And
A 13
oh
and a
right, yes,
14.
your bonus action was
Searing Smite.
casting Searing Smite,
Yeah.
which didn't proc. Okay. So that's your turn.
Yep.
Rylan, it's your turn.
All right. Do I see his magic fizzle out?
I would say as he walks out, you see him try to cast a spell and it fizzles. Yeah.
Lovely. Well, I'll start by taking my bonus action. I'll do inspiration for Kaio Nasumi. Trying to pronounce that correctly. And I'll again put my hand on my shoulder so as to put it on his and say, "Well, looks like your first adventure's starting now." And give inspiration, which is 1d10.
10 now, perfect.
Big
Also,
inspiration.
because of a thing, get where it's at. You can use it until it works to make the roll succeed. So if you use it and the roll does not succeed, it rolls over. And then as for myself, there's not a lot I can do that is magic centered.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check real quick.
An Arcana check.
Yep.
That'll be a 22.
That definitely does it. Beholders are creatures of legend. Some they're evil. A lot of people have stories about them. One of those stories is that as long as you are in the gaze of the main eye, magic doesn't work. But only when you're in the gaze of the main eye.
Okay. Then can I go to one of the sides?
Sure. Another
Oh.
figure escapes the collective. Would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. A half elven lady with a neatly chaotic mess of curled hair, and most strikingly in a full jester's outfit, with curled appendages on the top, in reds and purples and blues. Um, if we have our equipment, then several musical instruments and a lot of kind of knickknacks hanging here and there and everywhere. Um, Her movements are those of an acrobat, usually jumping, spinning, and whatnot, as opposed to just walking. And everything about her kind of screams purposeful chaos.
You're both clowns?
All right. You've moved 5 feet to get out of the collective. Where would you like to go?
Um, I would like to go, let's say, to my left from
So away
there.
from the camera.
Yes.
So 5,
Um,
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
yeah, I think that'll be good.
And you're out of the cone.
Snazzy. I think I'm feeling it. Actually, you know what? I'll start with I'd like to cast Shatter,
All right.
and that's a con save.
Oh no. Okay. Shatter. What's the area of effect?
Oh, I forgot that it was an area of effect thing, isn't it?
It is.
Um,
Is
it's a 10-foot radius. Can I do it behind the beholder so that it will hit him, but not our friend there in front of him?
I'd say yes. You'll probably catch the edge of the records computer, but I mean,
Oh no.
let's fingers crossed. Here we go.
All
Con
right.
save.
Uh-huh.
Con save for the beholder. That's a 17.
That meets.
All right, so he'll take half damage.
Okay. Um, that was really bad rolling. He'll take 3 points of damage.
Ouch.
3d8, guys.
And I need a con save from the computer. Also takes 3 points of damage. How does Raylan cast Shatter?
She grabs the bagpipe and plays a truly awful note.
So with a sound like tortured cats, there is a ripple in the air right in front of you, Theron.
his
And
name is Tharvin?
Tharvin. I'm so sorry. Why does Theron? What is Theron? Tharvin. A ripple in the air in front of you, and a massive magical crashing sound. The beholder seems to more or less be able to take it, but he has been damaged finally. Is that your turn, Raylan?
That is my turn.